What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. I'm super excited to do this video because today I'm going to be running stage 1 on my open flash tablet. Now it's not as exciting as a UEL catless header stage 2 or even stage 2 E85. For the time being, I don't have my headers yet, and in Toronto there's no E85 pumps anyways, so for now I'll be running stage 1, which I'm still very excited about because I am excited to get rid of this torque dip, which you probably know about in the FRS BRZ GT86. It's pretty scary because this is the first time I'm going to be doing this. From what I've heard, it's required that you don't mess with your door locks, you don't mess with your windows, so don't open or close your windows, don't play any music, no audio, basically anything that requires power, make sure that it's turned completely off, otherwise it could actually mess with your computer system in your car, and you wouldn't want that because then you'll have to deal with the dealership and it just becomes a pain in the butt. So I'm gonna make sure everything is good before I get started on this. So straight out the box, we got, so this is my receipt that you guys probably don't need to see. Here's a read me first. I've already read through this. Basically, it just gives you a little bit of information about the open flash tablet, and it just reminds you basically to reflash your tune back to stock before taking it to a dealership. Otherwise the dealership may update your ECU, blah blah blah, and that messes things up. So just make sure that if you're going back to the dealership, just reflash it back to stock. So here's the open flash tablet. This is the V2. Nothing very different about the V2. The only difference is that it has a bigger screen and it's supposed to have a faster processing time. So this is what it looks like. Inside the box, the only thing else that's in there is your cord that connects to your computer and your USB cord. Alright, I just connected it to the port down there. So now we're gonna go into tuning. And it gives us a list of options. So I have a Subaru. Next, this is a BRZ. So next. Alright, so now I'm gonna have to make sure that I get my stock tune loaded into this device just so that I can have it on file for if I ever need to reflash it back to stock. So I'm gonna go into read. So it says turn ignition power on and confirm. Alright. So everything is on. Confirm. Man, this is so scary. If anything fucks up, I honestly don't know what I'd do. So it's reading, so this part should take about 2 minutes. Alright, so the entire time I was just reading the data, now it's actually copying it and saving it. So this should take another 60 seconds, I'm guessing. Okay, so ECU reading complete, switch ignition off and disconnect off. Okay, and now we are going to go to tuning again. We are going to write. Alright you guys, so from that last clip you probably noticed that the write after when you go into tuning, you get read and you get write. So when I went into write and I tried pressing it, it actually didn't go through and it was actually gray, meaning I couldn't press the button at all. So I was kind of stressing at that point. I was like, what the hell is going on? Until I realized that these open flash tablets, at least the version 2s, they actually don't come preloaded with your tune. So I had to actually go inside my house and download Open Flash Manager and go on their website and then import the tunes into my device. If you guys, it's pretty straightforward on how to do it, and there's lots of articles on how to do it, but if you guys wanted me to do a walkthrough of that, just let me know, or just message me individually and I'll be able to help you with that. But for now, I do have the correct tune in my, well, it's going to be the stage 1 tune in my open flash tablet, so all I'm going to do now is complete the tuning. Also FYI guys, the Open Flash Manager only works on Windows at the moment. So I have a Mac, so I had to actually use my mom's computer. As long as you have access to a Windows computer, everything should be fine. It just doesn't work for Macs. All right, let's get started. Don't open the doors, no windows, no music, no nothing related to power. But now I'm gonna plug this into the port. When you turn it on, this pops up right here. So you're gonna go into tuning, go to right. Now, I only have one tune that I downloaded because that's all I could use at the present moment. It's the stage 1. So I'm gonna click that. So it says initialization in progress, please wait. Turn ignition power on and confirm. All right. Also, just make sure that your ignition, when it says turn ignition on, it basically means double click if you have a push to start, or turn twice. Just don't turn the engine on, basically is what it means. So now I can click OK. Now it's basically wiping my previous tune. And now it's writing the new one. Alright, so it's done now, so turn ignition power off and confirm. And confirm. So now it says turn ignition power on and confirm. One more time. Writing complete. Switch ignition power off. Start engine and let idle for 45 seconds before driving. I guess we're all done, so switch ignition power off. Start the engine and let it idle for 45 seconds before driving. Cool. All right, so I guess we're all done. Hopefully I can open the door now because I want to give you guys a nice startup of the car. Alright, so it's been about 3 minutes. I waited 3 minutes just to be safe. I did notice that my RPMs dropped a little bit. It used to idle around the 800 to 900 mark, so now it's down to like 600, 700. I do know that with playing with like the tuning of your car, it does take a couple days for your computer to basically relearn all of the new tunes that you put inside it, or the new mapping. So I'm gonna give it a test drive. I'll tell you guys my first impressions, but I think I'm gonna have to do another video maybe 1 or 2 weeks after this video, just so that I can get a better experience review for you guys. So I'm gonna take a spin. It's been about 4 minutes now. I just wanted to be extra careful because I have heard like bad stories where people would just start driving right after they turn on their car after their first tune, and that's not too good for the car because it didn't allow it to take enough time to relearn and the new program that you just put into it, and then that might give you a little bit of a limp car for the next couple days. So I didn't want a limp car, so the RPMs did drop a little bit. It's idling now around 600-700. Before it used to idle around like 800-900. So I do know that it's going to take a couple days for this car to basically relearn everything before it starts acting normal again. So what I'm going to do is I'll do a test drive, and then I'll give you guys a first impression. But I'll probably have to make another video on basically like my 1 week experience, because by then the car probably relearned everything. So I'm gonna give it a spin right now. Alright, you guys, just got back from the drive. I couldn't push my car too far or too hard, because if I went past like 5,000 RPMs, my neighbors would kill me because the car is just too loud. But what I did notice over the last 10 minutes of driving it is that, well, my first pull, it was pretty sluggish, almost to the point where you kind of almost stall, even though I start my car in first gear the same exact way every single time. So I do know that the car was actually readjusting to the new program that I put into it. Other than that, it's kind of hard to tell. I can't really say that I felt any gains, but I did notice that the higher end of the torque range of the RPMs, it did actually hold some good power up there, definitely more than before. So I'm not sure if that's just me overthinking it, but we'll see. I'll drive around for the next week, and maybe I'll do an update video of the open flash tablet. And when I get my unequal length headers, when I get my unequal length headers, I will do a stage 2 tune for you guys, and I'll let you guys know how I feel about that. All right, so if you guys like this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.